The King and Queen are coming to Downton.
What?
A third Downton Abbey movie is on the way. Downton Abbey the grand finale is set to hit screens this autumn. Paul Giamatti is back and has been opening up about what his return really means for this final chapter. Imelda Staunton, who played Lady Maud Bagshaw, Queen Mary's lady-in-waiting, confirmed the big news back in March 2024. During a chat on BBC Radio 2 with Zoe Ball, she said, "There will be the final film. There you go." People have been speculating about another movie ever since the second one came out in 2022. Even Julian Fellowes, the creator, admitted he was surprised by how far it's gone. "Honestly, I thought the fifth was the last series," he told Town & Country. "Then I thought the sixth was the end. Then I thought the first movie was the goodbye. Who knows?" He went on to say, "If there's a big demand and everyone wants them back, I suppose I wouldn't say no. I've accepted that when I die, Downton will be the headline, so I might as well keep it going while I can. But really, it's up to the audience." And now, he's officially writing the third film. When it was announced that Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers, was going to make a return to Downton Abbey the grand finale, fans were a bit taken aback. When the two-time Oscar nominee first appeared in Season 4 of the series, he didn't feel like the kind of character that would make a comeback, and this was supported by the fact that he was only in one episode of the entire series. In a new interview with Entertainment Weekly, however, Giamatti revealed that his character will be extremely relevant to the final chapter of Downton Abbey. Before he talked about it, however, Giamatti admitted that just like the fans, he was also really surprised that he was invited back by franchise creator Julian Fellowes. He mentioned that his character, Cora Crawley's brother Harold Levinson, was marginal when he was introduced in Season 4. This time, however, he teases that somebody thought it was a good idea to make me very important in the threequel. Along with him, the cast for Downton Abbey the grand finale is stacked with familiar faces and a few new ones. Hugh Bonneville is back as Robert Crawley, with Elizabeth McGovern as Cora and Michelle Dockery returning as Lady Mary. Laura Carmichael plays Edith, Jim Carter is once again Mr. Carson, and Phyllis Logan is Mrs. Carson. You'll also see Brendan Coyle as Bates, Joanne Froggatt as Anna, Kevin Doyle as Molesley, Sophie McShera as Daisy, and Leslie Nichol as Mrs. Patmore. Other returning favorites include Alan Leach as Tom Branson, Tuppence Middleton as Lucy, Harry Hayden Patton as Bertie, Robert James Collier as Thomas, Raquel Cassidy as Baxter, Paul Copley as Mr. Mason, Michael Fox as Andy, Douglas Reith as Lord Merton, and Penelope Wilton as Lady Merton. Plus, Dominic West returns as Guy Dexter, and newcomers Simon Russell Beale, Artie Frushan, Alessandro Nivola, and Jolie Richardson are joining the mix. Over the years, the cast has been pretty upbeat whenever asked about returning to their roles for more Downton Abbey. Leslie Nichol, who plays Mrs. Patmore, told Town & Country back in 2022, "I never say never because I'm an internal optimist." She admitted she didn't have any insider info, but felt confident saying most of the cast would be thrilled to come back. Still, she kept it real, adding that it all depends on whether people still show up to see these films in theaters. "They did last time," she said, "but I just don't know because the world has changed." Joanne Froggatt, who plays Anna Bates, is on the same page as Leslie Nichol. She told Digital Spy that if Julian Fellowes is still up for writing and the fans want more, the cast would definitely be interested. Elizabeth McGovern kept it simple, saying she's always open as long as the script is good. As for Robert James Collier, he doesn't even care if anyone watches. He just wants a third movie. He told Yahoo, "I'd definitely be up for it. Even if nobody watched this one, we'd say sod you lot, we're making a third one anyway." And even though Barrow left Downton at the end of the second film to travel with Guy Dexter, Collier's still totally down for more. The new movie will pick up right where Downton Abbey A New Era left off, back in 1928. In the last film, Tom Branson, Lord Grantham's widowed son-in-law, got married to Lucy Smith, who turned out to be the illegitimate daughter and sole heir of Lady Maud Bagshaw, Queen Mary's lady-in-waiting. Meanwhile, Violet Crawley, the Dowager Countess, surprised everyone by revealing she had been gifted a villa in the south of France by the late Marquis de Montmirail. She decided to leave it to her great-granddaughter Sibby, Tom and the late Lady Sybil's daughter, so Sibby could be more socially and financially on par with her cousins George, Caroline, Marigold, and Peter. On another front, a movie crew came to Downton to shoot a silent film called The Gambler. At first, Robert wasn't on board with the idea, but Lady Mary convinced him that the money would help fix Downton's leaking roof. The staff were excited to have film stars around, although lead actress Myrna Daglish's attitude rubbed a few people the wrong way. In Downton Abbey: A New Era, the new Marquis de Montmirail invites the Crawley family to visit the villa in France. Since Violet is too ill to travel, Tom and Lucy, Lady Bagshaw, Robert and Cora Crawley, Edith and her husband Bertie go in her place. They're joined by Carson, Mr. Bates, and Miss Baxter. Edith, who's back to writing for her London magazine, turns the trip into a work assignment. Meanwhile, Lady Mary stays behind at Downton to manage the film crew, with help from Mrs. Carson, formerly Mrs. Hughes. Once in France, the Marquis welcomes them, but his mother questions Violet's ownership of the villa. The family lawyer shuts that down, confirming it's legally Violet's since it was gifted before the late Marquis married. Things take a turn when the current Marquis drops a bombshell. Robert might actually be his half-brother, based on the timing of Violet's 1864 visit. As if that wasn't enough, Cora confides in Robert that she may be seriously ill. Overwhelmed, Robert breaks down, fearing he could lose his mother, his family legacy, and his wife all at once. In Downton Abbey: A New Era, the film being shot at Downton gets scrapped when the studio decides silent films just don't cut it in the new talkie era. Lady Mary saves the day by suggesting they dub over the old scenes and film new ones with sound. Guy Dexter's voice works perfectly, but Myrna Daglish's thick Cockney accent doesn't suit her posh role. Mrs. Hughes suggests Mary dub her lines instead. Daglish, thinking her career is over, quits until Anna and Daisy convince her to return. Molesley, who can lip-read, rebuilds the dialogue and even writes a new script. Meanwhile, Dexter subtly lets Barrow know he's also gay, and the two bond. Dexter offers him a job in New York so they can be together, and Barrow says yes. Back at Downton, Cora finds out she doesn't have a fatal illness after all, just a treatable one. Edith decides to go back to running her magazine, and Daisy and Andy play matchmaker for Mr. Mason and Mrs. Patmore. When movie extras walk out, the staff step in to finish the film. Molesley gets offered a screenwriting gig and proposes to Baxter on a live mic. Violet reassures Robert about his parentage before passing away, surrounded by loved ones. Mary brings Carson back to help train Andy as the new butler. Tom and Lucy return later with their new baby, and Violet's portrait now hangs in the hall. As the title suggests, Downton Abbey: The Grand Finale is expected to wrap up the Crawley family story for good. Fittingly, this third film will also honor Maggie Smith, who passed away last September. Her character, Lady Violet, died in the series, but this time her farewell will carry even more weight. The movie hits theaters on September 12th. Well, that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because we'll be covering more updates on this soon and other exciting upcoming movies and series. See you next time.